Buddhism is one of the 5 largest religions in the world. I'm sure you've seen Buddhist monks in martial arts movies. You've heard of meditation retreats. You've seen those big fat Buddha statues at your aunt's house. But what is Buddhism? And what do Buddhists actually believe? That's what we're going to cover today. Buddhism follows the teachings of the Buddha, or the Awakened One. I won't go into the story of Siddhartha Gautama and his famous ascent from plain Jane Prince making it rain in Nepal to his enlightenment under the famous Bodhi tree, but we will explore his teachings. I'm obviously not going to summarize an entire religion on a YouTube video, but the foundational teachings of Buddhism cover a few key things. All the teachings of the Buddha are aimed solely at liberating sentient beings from suffering, that with right action and with right mindset, we can end our suffering. The Buddhist teachings mainly revolve around human suffering and ways to end it. For example, the 4 Noble Truths are that life often, in fact almost always, involves suffering. The reason for this suffering is that we want things to be a certain way. The cure to this suffering is to rise above the desire. And the way to rise above this desire is to follow the Noble Eightfold Path, practices which help us change our minds and understanding. Now that we're getting further down the rabbit hole, the Noble Eightfold Path is another one of the main Buddhist staples. That if we take right view, right resolve, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, then we can begin to understand the 4 Noble Truths. We can understand our suffering and reach nirvana. Now, nirvana isn't just a famous band from the 90s. It's a supreme state of being in Buddhism. It means the complete letting go of desires and suffering. As we can see, the Buddhists believe most of the problems in the world are due to suffering, and a lot of our suffering is caused by our desires. Buddhist practices are focused on removing our desires and living in the present moment. The one who has conquered himself is a far greater hero than he who has defeated 1,000 times 1,000 men. This has been a brief summary of Buddhism and what the Buddhists believe. Buddhists do not believe that people should look to gods to save them or bring them enlightenment. Rather, individuals should work out their own path the best they can. It's a religion or a philosophy that focuses on helping yourself, being kind and helping others, and removing your desires to achieve spiritual happiness. Buddhism is one of my favorite religions and has spread through the world with its practical applications in everyday life. Was this video helpful? Would you like to hear more about the middle way, the 3 universal truths, and more Buddhist things in the next video? Or no? Let me know. Be sure to check out our other videos on religions and philosophies here.